Rum-pum-pum-pum. Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Pokemon White version. Last time, we made it across the surprisingly creepy Driftveil drawbridge and made it to where else on the other side but Driftveil City. You see how the naming scheme works. Yes, quite the pattern that is rather clever. Anyway, here in Driftveil City, we've been given our objective to look for Team Plasma because it's all our dang tootin' fault that Team Plasma got away as soon as they let us into town because they lowered the drawbridge. Well, I guess we're gonna get started. We have a lot of people to talk to and a lot of interesting things to see. The reason I'm hanging around is because I want to hang around. My Pokemon just knew the move Surf. I could go on top of the water. You look toward the water and you just see what could have been. It's so romantic. Pokemon of Lightning and the Pokemon of Wind are both known to come and go as they please. Haven't heard anything about that yet, definitely. We'll definitely keep that in mind. In here, I think, I'm grateful you came all this way. Are you a trainer? Ooh, you have a Pokedex. It's so marvelous. I wonder if you'd please do me a favor. Side questing is what I live for. I'd always do this. Not like I have a choice. I want to see a Pokemon that has a move called Payback. To be clear, that's Payback. Please show it to me today. Yes, ma'am. I was gonna go catch a Pokemon and teach it Payback, but when booting up our Payback TM, Hilbert can learn it. Considering that he's tank, he's not the slowest tank in the world, so maybe it wouldn't be that good on him, but that's something worth considering. I'm not ever gonna use Swallow on it. I have the ability to use items, so there's really no point in giving up my stockpiles for it. I want to use Stockpile and then not get rid of them. Yeah, I have really nothing better could be filling that slot right now, so why not? Yeah, my Trubbish can learn it. You went to all the trouble of teaching it to your Pokemon? That's so touching. Aw, we win the hearts of ladies despite how rude they are to us. It's like General Movies. She gives us a heart scale for our troubles. You can do this once a day. She will want to see different Pokemon every single day. Wonder what Payback looks like when it's actually used. I'm sure you can use it skillfully, so you want to just know that have the personal satisfaction of knowing that our Pokemon had it but didn't want to actually see it in action. Cool. You know there are many kinds of Pokemon. Different kinds of Pokemon can learn different kinds of moves. You don't say. Man, you really do live a sheltered life if you just spend your whole life in this house talking to a guy like that. Let's see what's on your TV, actually. I kind of want to get into get immersed in the deep character that is this lady and how sheltered she is. Hello, it's time for What's That Show, where we talk about the wonderful items. Today we're talking about the cell battery. Watchy Watchog, have you ever heard of the cell battery? Cha-cha-cha-cha! Come on, of course I haven't. Amazing! You do know it! Okay, well, I'll explain it anyway. When a Pokemon is holding a cell battery, is hit an electric type move, its attack stat goes up. You can only use it once. I already used mine, so I can't give it to you. Cha-cha-cha! I didn't want it anyway. Fascinating. So she watches television shows about Watchogs. That explains about how uncultured she is. We could go out this way. This is another route. I'm gonna be saving that for later. You can go out there right now, but we're just gonna focus on the city for the time being. Gym is over this way. Our gym leader, Clay, is in the middle of something right now. Please come again later. I've heard that he's in the middle of something. Believe me, I have heard. I got quite the earful. No items hidden around here. My item senses were kind of tingling a little bit, so I thought maybe I was onto something. Anything up here? Why, yes, we have what appears to be a church of some kind. The old guy in Route 6 is searching for a legendary Pokemon. If you're interested, go talk to him. Well, maybe we'll just have to do that. Now the route that I'm ignoring got a little bit more enticing, wouldn't you say? People who visited the Entralink hid items somewhere. The Entralink is unique, isn't it? You talk very slowly, actually. Is that... Oh, because she's old, she has slower text speed. That's a nice touch. Yeah, this guy, well, he's old too, but I don't know. I guess I kind of associate grannies with talking slower more so than grandpas. My grandpa's always been able to talk very fast, so I don't know. Maybe that's where I get it from. I'm kind of learning a little bit more about myself in addition to that lady. Do you think all people in the world can understand one another? I remember hearing that there is one universal word that everyone in every language can understand, and it's pretty great. It's huh, which makes a lot of sense. Happiness is here today, gone tomorrow. There's no everlasting happiness. Don't be greedy. When I go to the Entralink next time, I would like to register a past power and make everyone smile. I want other people to like me. This is a reward. It's okay to help people with such motivations, because helping is itself a great thing. I thought you said you had a reward for me. Rip off. Okay, no, I'm just being kind of a cad, but this this music. I know I've gushed about it a little bit, though, but it's so bopping and alive and not what you would expect from a town that has clay in it, of all people. It's just... I've learned that pretty much in every game, the more awesome a place's music is, the more entitled and horrible the people living in it is. It's almost like, well, having awesome music your entire life makes you super entitled. I'm gonna go with that. So this guy wants to trade his Basculin for our Minccino. A while back, I said that I wanted to catch a Minccino for purposes unknown. This is what I wanted to do it for. I recommend that you do this in-game trade regardless of whether or not you actually want the Basculin. But what sort of Pokemon is Basculin? Well... Basculin is a Pokemon with 2 different appearances, and they're actually more than cosmetic. If you are playing black version, red Basculins are common, whereas in white version, blue are common. This is the first of any Pokemon to have 3 regular abilities, but here upon its debut, it worked weird. Well, okay. In all later appearances of Basculin, and what you're probably used to, is that its abilities will be different based on what color a stripe it has, making it so that it can normally have 3 different abilities. But specifically in black and white, they both can have reckless or adaptability. The 3rd ability, Rockhead, is treated as a hidden ability instead. In white version only, not in black version, this trade gives a blue Basculin with Rockhead for its ability. In black version, you just get a normal, boring red Basculin with reckless for its ability. Does this mean anything at all? Of course not, because you would want adaptability anyway, so the special ability that you can only get in white version is completely pointless. What a great difference, right? All of this to not even get started on explaining the Pokemon itself. So what does Basculin itself do? Generally, it's probably going to wind up using Aqua Jet, Crunch, and Aqua Tail for you. Its TM compatibility is bad. It learns only normal attacks, water attacks, and Ice Beam. It's not too horrible of a Pokemon, and adaptability is very cool, but in terms of raw stats and moves, it's outclassed by Simipour in every single way, other than exactly 2 more points of defense that Basculin has over it. I call on the power of the Blue Eyes White Fish! Kinda lost the threatening oomph right there at the very end, but as is the case with most in-game trades, this is probably the most efficient way to raise the Pokemon in question. It will always have an adamant nature, highly beneficial. I'm on a roll here. That's not something to be proud of. But it will always have good IVs. It has, I believe, a 31 in attack and a 20 in everything else. Really good. Also comes with the Citrus Berry, which you can just equip from it if you want that, so can't really complain there. Again, it's a much better deal in black version, but I guess it's more special in white version, so you can kind of take solace in knowing that you have a special Pokemon. So there's all that. Back in that very same house, the old timer will ask if you've seen at least 50 kinds of Pokemon, and if you have, give you a Shell Bell. This makes it so you recover 1/8 of the damage that you just dealt with an attack, making basically every attack an HP sapper. Could be kind of nice if you wanted to tank and use Curse or something. Moving onward, did we already go into this house? Things like, okay, no, we have not. I would know if I saw the ugly mug of a Patrat. I like complaining about it every time, though, and I take great pleasure in doing so. They're Pokemon that evolve when they're traded. Awesome, but why do they evolve? Maybe just the emotional turmoil of being separated from their best friends. It causes them to become stronger in battle. It's really a dark thing. I'm actually kind of injecting a lot of darkness into things lately. I don't know. I guess whenever you just kind of have a happy-go-lucky game that's based on the values of friendship, you always kind of want to look for some kind of dark underlying themes. It's always like there's dark theories about Animal Crossing. Hey, the professor gave you a Pokemon to start your journey, right? If that Pokemon is still with you and you two have a strong bond, there is a special move it can learn. Want me to teach it a battle combo move? This is an overly complicated mechanic, I'll be frank. I actually have notes written to the side of me right now of exactly how this works because I can never frickin' remember what it does. So Ottawa can learn Water Pledge. You will learn a Pledge move of the type of starter Pokemon that you have. But Pledge moves are only good when used in combo with each other in double battles or whenever you have any sort of partner with you. In singles, it has 50 power and 100 accuracy. I have no reason to learn this because I already have Water Pulse, so it sucks. And it's probably going to be the case for the other starter Pokemon as well. It's really terrible, and I don't know why this is even a thing. Plus, even if there were lots of double battles, you would need 2 starter Pokemon to even make this work in the first place. If you can make it work by using 2 Pledge moves on the same turn, it would increase to 150 power, making it very potent. If you don't ever remember how pledge moves are, don't feel bad because I can never freaking remember them either. The slower of the two Pokemon decides when the pledge moves are used together because the faster one will always wait for the slower one, so they are used at the same time. The type that is super effective on the other determines the type of the attack. So for instance, if I were to use Water Pledge and then Fire Pledge on the same turn, it would be a Water type because it is dominant over it. The move is always 150 power, but based on the combination, will have different effects. Grass Pledge and Fire Pledge together will create a Wildfire, which will damage all non-fire types on the opponent's field for 4 turns. Kind of an interesting Sandstorm-like effect that I can't imagine too many people have ever used. It's definitely interesting if nothing else. Water Pledge and Grass Pledge will create a Swampland that halves the opponent team's speed for 4 turns. And then Fire Pledge and Water Pledge creates a rainbow that inspires your Pokemon into having double chances of your own secondary effects occurring for 4 turns. The rainbow is probably the most useful out of these effects, as when stacking it with other things, you can have secondary effects go off 100% of the time, and it's the one that I've actually seen run in competitive for this reason. Don't really know why it exists and why they spent so much time making it a thing, but hey, I guess it's a thing, if nothing else. That's really all that I can say about it. Yeah, it's really weird. You look kind of funny with your dotty eyes. A terrific trainer! Oh, why thank you. Let me share a training tip with you. What are you assigned during battle with a trainer? If your Pokemon's items are taken away, don't worry. They'll be returned to you safely after the battle. So nice that even those plasma grunts adhere to the rules like that and don't just steal your items. I work in the cold storage. The cold storage is the in the southernmost part of the city. Keep that in mind. And now, I think over here, when I win, it's because of my Pokemon. When I lose, it's because of me. That's how I always think. If you get conceited, you get sloppy fast. Can't dwell on past victories. No siree, Bob. Some kids are catching and training Pokemon close to the cold storage. All right, so that's pretty much everything in the city except for, by far, the largest building here. We have Driftveil Market. As you would expect, we got a lot of items that we can buy, and also items that we can find on the ground for free. It's kind of bad for business, but at least they're generous and not very conceited themselves. Let's see, everything is imported and everything is available. Yeah, it's kind of a port town. I'm sorry, I'm all sold out. That Charles guy bought everything I had. Item, heart scale. And I didn't even need to show a lady a Pokemon for that. Let's see what you two got. The medicinal herbs imported from another region work very well, but Pokemon don't seem to like them because they taste a little bitter. You just have lip service for us. I'm really being very snarky toward these guys. They're just trying to give me hints. Come on, I gotta be about that. So, bitter items, bitter medicine. They lower the happiness of Pokemon, but they're very good values for the price in the effects that you get. So the heal powder heals all status problems. Energy powder restores 50 HP, which actually isn't very good at all when compared to the drink, so why would you ever use that? Energy powder, even more trivial than super potion. That's quite the achievement. Energy root will restore 200 HP. That's actually a pretty good value for the money. And the revival herb is objectively the best healing item that money can buy, basically being a max revive which you can't even purchase anywhere else. Of course, it's at the cost of minus happiness. You, glad you came. You want something good. Show me a Pokemon level 30 or more. Oh, strong. You great. Take this. I don't know why you suddenly talk like Tarzan. He gives you an expert belt, which raises the power of super effective moves by a little bit. A little bit nice, I guess. Good for Pokemon that have lots of type coverage. Goods carried from Driftveil City arrive in a town somewhere else. Yeah, the world is connected. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Moo Milk. One of the absolute most cost-effective, helpful healing items out there. I'll take a dozen of these babies. I think these restore 100 HP, making them a step above Lemonade. I'm gonna check on that really quick because it does kind of differ depending on what you're doing. Yeah, 100 HP, okay. Shouldn't doubt myself. I had it right from the first place. So that's all fine and good. There is an entrance that you can see from the back wall right there. It's kind of a little bit of a nice secret. It kind of rewards you for paying a lot of attention. So we're gonna go into this wall, go into this place that you can't see, go around the back, and we are gonna steal right under their noses a big pearl. Sorry to steal your life savings. What do you... Oh, I can't talk to you from the back. That's lame. I like it when you can talk to shopkeepers from the back and they have reactions to it. That is just about everything except for, well, this guy who is probably pretty impatient with us right about now. Before talking to him, let me think about what I want to do real quick. What do I want on? Let's, I'm gonna put Hilbert in the second slot of my party for this. I think that's what I want to do. Yeah, okay, so I think we'll be pretty good from here on out. I'm a heartbreaker. My name, Charles. I wanted to get the attention of a girl I like, so I learned a new style of Pokemon battling. Its name, Triple Battle. Want to learn about it? In Triple Battles, you send out 3 Pokemon at a time and battle. The rules are simple, just make all your opponent's Pokemon faint. And that's a rough explanation of Triple Battles. I'm a heartbreaker. My name, Charles. Hey, if you're a trainer, how about a triple battle? You've got good attitude, don't you? I'm a heartbreaker. My name, Charles. I'm always at full throttle. In bed? This is one of only 2 triple battles in the entire game. Aren't you glad that they introduced this only for you to be able to do it twice? Wow, we actually have a lot of overlap in the Pokemon that we use. That's kind of funny. I wasn't intending it that way. Triple battles work very interestingly. They are not just simply double battles plus 1. They are basically 2 double battles that are ongoing on the same field. Basically, the right Pokemon and middle Pokemon are in one double battle, while the left Pokemon and middle Pokemon are in a separate double battle. You can only attack foes adjacent to yourself, whereas the middle Pokemon can attack anything, but in return is the most vulnerable as it can be attacked by anything. It's kind of cool. I like it a lot. Some moves, such as flying, are exceptions in that they can hit anything. I think... Oh, gosh. I made a really bad call here, actually. I can only use Flame Charge, and regardless of what I do, it's neutral damage. I'm most worried about Krokorok, so we're going to go for him. Payback's not going to do any... I'm going to go for Stockpile, I guess. We'll have Acrobatics on Krokorok, even though I'm under Intimidate, so basically I'm in Defeatist right now. This could have gone a lot smoother. I like the mechanics of triple battles. I think they are a little bit underappreciated. From what I understand, there was... Well, I certainly have never entered into Defeatist. I can at least still claim that much. Wow, yeah. I think they are a little bit underappreciated. The competitive scene for triple battle was always pretty tiny, and there are some Pokemon that were introduced that kind of lend themselves well to it. Happy to know you're having just as terrible of a battle as we are. Glad that I brought Zebstrika in to just take the electric attack away from Trubbish right there. Wouldn't have been able to do that if I had Motor Drive, but triple battles are actually kind of important to my personal history with Black and White. This was one of the features that they confirmed about the game prior to its release, and before that, I was not fond of a lot of the new Pokemon that they were showing off before the release. I was just really, these are the best ones you have to show off to sell us on the game. And I thought the game looked kind of bad because having a game like this blown up looked really pixelated and weird. And between thinking the presentation looked sloppy, not liking a lot of the new Pokemon, and thinking a lot of the new features look weird, the day that they showed off triple battles, and I assumed it was just going to be double battles plus 1, and not anything more creative than that, I facepalmed. And I was just like, wow, this game is going to be awful. Like, I don't like any of the new Pokemon they're showing off. The new features they're showing off look really weird and really stupid. I remembered always saying that, you know, yeah, right, like they're ever going to do triple battles, you know, like you'd ever have half of your team on the battlefield at the same time when people are already a little bit iffy about doubles. I didn't think that that would ever happen, and the fact that it was actually happening and they thought it was good enough to show off pre-release when I thought it was just going to be double battles plus 1, I'm like, yeah, they've officially lost it. This made me so pessimistic for the game to the point where I wasn't even thinking of picking it up the day it came out. So you can imagine, when I played it and loved it and just got really immersed into the world and a lot of my favorite Pokemon just happened to be introduced in this game, I didn't see it coming. It caught me completely off guard. Didn't think that it would ever be the case, and that's why it was so surprising to me that this wound up actually being a good game, because I didn't see it coming at all. Triple battles conditioned me to not like it almost immediately to the point where I thought that they had just run out of ideas and done all that. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh my god, new Pokemon, so uncreative, they're clearly out of ideas. But when I saw this for the first time with that explanation, other than just the fact it was called triple battles, that was my reaction to it. Needless to say, I'm very glad that I actually did pick things up. Please take advantage of that payback. Please do good damage. I mean, it was okay damage, I guess. This is going very slowly, to say the least. Ay. As long as Hilbert doesn't hit himself, we'll probably win this turn. So much for double battles being faster paced than anything else, and triple battles in theory being even faster than that. I don't know, I kind of wish that I could have seen what competitive triple battling would have been like. I was actually expecting that to kind of become the norm for VGC, because I expected this to become faster and for them to move from double battles to that, but it never really happened, even unofficially. Never really saw a whole lot of love for these things, and you can really only do them in verses on top of that, so it's... I don't know. It seemed like an awful lot of work for not a whole lot in return, but there you go. That's how triple battling works. Level 31. Haywire wants to learn Stomp. The target is stomped with a big foot. Yes, for those really, really big feet that horses are known to have. I want to keep old moves. That's not good. Will do increased damage to a Pokemon that uses Minimize, but it's very situational that you'll ever get any sort of benefit out of that. I'm a heartbreaker. My name, Charles. Sheesh, this is embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Getting schooled when I was planning to teach. Still, you have potential. You have to understand your Pokemon to win in a triple battle. If you want more triple battles, you should go to Untitled City. Okay, so maybe it's not the only one in the whole game, but still, regular trainers are not going to challenge you to these things, and they're extremely rare, and I feel like if they weren't extremely rare, some Pokemon might be a little bit more useful. But that's not all that Charles is able to do. At the same time, in another universe, Charles will do something completely different. Catching you up to speed with Trainer Whitley's journey, as we have not checked in with her for a while, her team has grown quite a bit. We have... I didn't name this Scraggy. Somebody told me I have the perfect nickname for it, and they didn't let me see what it was until now. Well played! Well played. Golden Pant the Scraggy, who has Moxie for its ability. Okay, pretty nice. It's pretty good attacker, very slow, but, you know, good at using Payback, which is kind of funny that we're seeing that move again. We have Burke, who is still a Herdier. Nothing changed there. We still have Jaya, the Servine. And also new to the team is the Pokemon with probably my favorite cry of all time. Bop, bop, bop. Hanu, the Tortuga. I think for this battle, let's switch. We'll switch you into the lead. We'll also give Golden Pant a chance to battle. Well, Burke has Intimidate. He'd be good in the center slot. Well, what am I saying, center slot? No, I just want to have him in the lead. I was thinking like it's a triple battle though, but then I remembered, oh wait, yeah, I was talking about how something different happens. So we'll do that. We'll switch Burke in. And let's talk to you. Do you perhaps talk to me different because I am a lady? I'm a heartbreaker. My name's Charles. I wanted to get the attention of a girl I like, so I learned a new style of Pokemon battling. Its name, Rotation Battle. Want to learn about it? In Rotation Battles, you send out 3 Pokemon at a time and battle. Is this really any different? One Pokemon takes the lead position, and the other 2 stand on each side. The trick is, each turn you can change their positions. And that's a rough explanation of Rotation Battles. I'm a heartbreaker. My name, Charles. Hey, if you're a trainer, how about a rotation battle? You've got a good attitude, don't ya? I'm a heartbreaker. My name, Charles. I'm always at full throttle. No matter what the universe, you don't use proper grammar and punctuation whenever you say don't you, because that's a question. Rotation battles are a lot more different than you would expect, so once again, he sends out his team of 3. And the way that this works is that effectively you can switch to any of, it's a single battle, but you can switch to any of these 3 Pokemon as much as you want without having to use up a turn in order to switch. You are able to withdraw and spend a turn doing so if you wish, but the fact that you have half of your team out on the field, your foe can see what you have, but in return you get the ability to have 3 switches and then attack in the same turn. It's pretty neat, I gotta say. Takedown would be pretty reliable in terms of damage. I'm a little bit worried about Hanu taking the attack from Zebstrika. Scraggy would get... okay, if there's one thing I don't like, it's the interface, though, because it looks like the buttons do the opposite, because I hit the left button, and it goes to Hanu, and then I hit the right button, and it goes to Golden Pant. I don't know. I think it's really weird. I don't really care for that as much, though, but I think I'm going to go for Brick Break. You see that it switches over? He did not do anything there. He did not switch his Pokemon. He just kind of went for the embargo. Hoping to get up this Brick Break to get Moxie going. Good, 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 good. And you only have 3 Pokemon, so now that greatly limits your options and puts you at a disadvantage. I kind of feel like the kind of competitive singles community might have found this a little bit interesting. I don't know if this had any sort of following. I never saw anything about it. In fact, I saw even less about it than I ever saw about triple battles, so that's kind of an achievement, I have to say. I'm a little worried about Basculin. I think now, let's go for the takedown. Guess I didn't really need to worry all that much. Using Shockwave. Can that please hurt Basculin because it went off in its direction and clearly collided with it? Come on! No, not tackle! No! Okay, that's a slap in the face! You using takedown on me when I misclicked. I think that's kind of another thing is that because of the more complicated interface, your buttons reset so you don't stay selecting the same attack next turn. It's a little bit weird. I think we're pretty much done here. Sorry, Burke. Oh, no. Well, maybe you'll kill yourself with a recoil. No! Okay. I need to get the hell out of Dodge, to say the least. Strike is not gonna... Okay, so Aqua Jet would be a little bit risky. Which is why I selected... I don't like this interface. I really wish that it was backwards. I'm gonna go for the Brick Break, and, yeah. Hopefully you find this interesting that you're kind of getting to see other styles of battling. If you're new to the Pokemon series, you probably had no idea about any of this because triple battles and rotation battles were the first whole styles of battling to ever be retired. They are no longer in the series present day at all. Probably just because they knew that they could make battles look a lot nicer if they didn't have 3 Pokemon on the field at the same time, but it's kind of nice that such a thing was able to exist for at least a time. Kind of don't love how the low health music keeps playing even though I've switched to Golden Pant, but hey, can't win them all. It's pretty interesting. I think that these are kind of fun to do. Maybe try them out with friends if you ever have the opportunity. Because they certainly make you think about battling a little bit different. I like being able to see the team that your opponent has out and what Pokemon they'd get a free switch to. It makes you think about switching a lot differently. And who doesn't love a battle mechanic that has you switching strategically a lot? I'm a heartbreaker. My name, Charles. Have to say it every time, it's just too good of a line. Sheesh, that's embarrassing. Getting schooled and I was planning to teach. Still, you have potential. You have to understand your Pokemon to win a rotation battle. If you want to have more rotation battles, go to Opalucid City. For whatever strange reason, these types of battles are version exclusive, in that if you're playing white version, you only ever get to do triple battles. If you're playing black version, you only ever get to do rotation battles. Oh. I always thought that that was really stupid because I remember that when I played black version, which was the first playthrough that I ever did, I wanted to know what triple battles were like because I was kind of more morbidly curious about those than rotation battles, which I thought didn't look terribly interesting. And yeah, I remembered I just wanted to try it out, but because I was playing the wrong version, I couldn't without having someone else around, so it wasn't until my second playthrough that I got a taste of what the other one was like. I don't know why they made a battle system version exclusive, but hey, they did. I guess you get more value out of the version that you chose. Or maybe you feel more cheated because you have to buy 2 versions to experience all the battle systems that the game has to offer. I don't know. It's really subjective depending on how you look at it. Positives and negatives abound. Anyway, that is all of Driftveil City. Yeah, for once we actually got through a town in a single adventure. And, lady, there's ways to protest guys breaking your heart. That's not one of them. I really like my character's poofy ponytail. Man, she is just being a jerk to him. It's like, okay, you can move forward 2 inches. Oh, okay, maybe now you can move. Anyway, I think that's it for now. Next time on Pokemon Black and White, we're gonna go south of Driftveil City to the cold storage, the other thing that this town is known for, but I highly doubt it's gonna be as great as Mr. Charles over there. See you guys then. Hold on, I just realized Charles is the heartbreaker. She said she's all sold out because he bought everything she had, and right next to her on the ground was a heart scan. Okay, I see what you did there. That's pretty great. Hopefully I won't have too many of these things tacked onto the end because that's been becoming a regular occurrence lately. Now see you guys then.